You know what? I've been a bad YouTuber. I've been bad at explaining things. Hello, everyone. I am Becca Random at 42. Still the one, still the only, still the original, still your favorite YouTube consumer advocate, Harpy. And yeah, I was bad at explaining something that's going on in the whole comics industry in our own neck of the woods, in our own corner, basically right next door here. And you know what? I got some backup to come in and help out with this one. Who are you? Why are you here?
Hi, I'm Rob Robot Shlomo from Midnight Touch After Dark, and the news just keeps getting better or worse, depending how you look at it.
Yeah, we were talking yesterday, and the video went up this morning about people getting upset with our friend Cecil, who made a comic book, and they were going after him online yesterday, some actual comic book people, and I jumped in because I get tired of hearing the same, oh, you're just an ist, you're a phobe, and the news got worse for poor Cecil. And well, who's Cecil? Cecil is our good friend, and I knew him from the High Council. He's good friends with that Star Wars girl, Anna. I just assumed everybody already subscribed over there, watched the Jack Show with John Malin and Kelsey Shannon and sometimes Ethan Van Sciver. All these comic artists, all these comic people. Also, Cecil did the best Brie Larson video I've ever seen. Definitely check out the America's Ex-Wife video of his. And now this article comes to us from Bleeding Fool. Cancel culture's last scalp. Dynamite Comics bends the knee.
Dynamite Comics said in a tweet, in speaking with Cecil, neither one of us realized the cover would be so polarizing. We discussed that and are not moving forward with the cover or the campaign. Nick Berrucci, CEO, publisher, Dynamite. Doomcock responded with the tweet, so much for freedom of thought, freedom of speech, freedom of expression.
Mm-hmm.
Those things will only free so long as publishers agree with you. Otherwise, shut up. Right, Dynamite Comics?
Mm-hmm. If it's upsetting to your delicate constitution, and if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Problem solved.
Shut up, Kelly.
Like
Ooh, your delicate constitution. What are you? Fuck your delicate constitution, lady. Okay, first off, this is about freedom. This is about people who threw a temper tantrum 4 years ago and are going around trying to make everybody conform to their will by going after their livelihoods, by going after their choice. This is about making it appear that people have no choice by making so many people submit so they don't have a choice. That's all this is about. This is about, I see this in every aspect of it, and I don't even cover the comics book stuff that much. I tend to see it more in Star Wars and Star Trek, and this is when I jumped into it, and I only knew the Comicsgate people from the outside, right? But no, I see this in the everyday aspect of everything. If you are not with that one narrow-minded side of the aisle, then you might as well be on the other side, and we're going to do anything in our power to make you bend to our will, bend the knee literally, so that you will shut up and conform and go along with us, because that's all this is. And these people just turn all of these companies into collaborators and sympathizers. Am I saying the right word? Yes. Collaborators and sympathizers to these horrible tactics where they are making it so that you don't have any choice but to conform and go along with what they're trying to force you into doing. That's my rant, sorry. Keep going. Feel free to jump in.
It's your channel.
I know, feel free to jump in.
Yeah. So basically what happened was they got to Dynamite and to Mark Berrucci. Dynamite Entertainment, the comic publisher of Vampirella, Red Sonja, The Boys, Betty Page, and other popular titles, is being harassed online by outspoken comic book creators who moonlight as activists over the publisher's support of any creators who are associated with Comicsgate consumer movement.
I'll jump in here. They're activists lampooning and moonlighting as comic creators because they're not creating anything. They're just ripping off Archie by having him sit around, drink coffee, have these will they, won't they romances. That's Archie. If you want Archie, go make Archie. Don't go in and lie and say you love comic books if you really, really don't, and you're just there to throw a temper tantrum because of a political thing or because you're mad at daddy because he could actually create something, and you got to get out there, get off your butt, and actually work for a living. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, yesterday, writer Mark Russell of comic books that sexualized Wonder Twins for DC and his Son of God Jesus parody announced his plans to end his relationship with the company as long as Dynamite was associated with Comicsgate. Comicsgate is best described as an online consumer movement promoting the idea that the comic book industry is overly saturated in promoting political messaging that is meant to appeal explicitly to one demographic that is not interested in the medium. There you go. To the detriment of existing consumer base and the industry as a whole. It also addresses the lack of professionalism, inclusivity, objectivity, and accountability of the publishers and their employees when dealing directly with consumers.
Sound familiar? That sounds exactly like what they do in Star Trek too, where if you have any criticism of Star Trek Discovery, you're just a Trump supporter, like, excuse me, this is Star Trek, for fuck's sake.
Although the group's message is about making comics better, they are repeatedly accused of harassing marginalized creators or being Trump supporters because they don't treat any of the marginalized creators any differently than any other creator. That doesn't that sound like equality?
Yeah.
No favoritism. They don't want politics in their comics. They just want to be entertained. Many openly hard left activists who also work in the comics community have ridiculously denounced the loose-knit group on multiple occasions and are supported by the shill media. But when Dynamite Comics recently tweeted support for Cecil and planned to put out a variant cover featuring Vampirella, Red Sonja, and Cecil via an Indiegogo campaign, so it was all three of them.
Oh, okay.
Many creators lost their minds. Cecil is a YouTube comedian provocateur that openly brands himself as Comicsgate and was present when Nick Barucci supported artist fully supported artist Billy Tucci on a live stream hosted by Ethan Van Sciver, Green Lantern, and Cyberfrog. When leftist trolls started tweeting about it, many social justice-minded creators were flabbergasted and cried that they no longer felt Dynamite was a safe space for them. Oh, they need a safe space.
Of course they do. They can't work with others, and they need to bend everybody's will to their own.
They were flabbergasted. Their gas was flabbered.
Good. Can we let some of the gas out of some of these people? I think, yeah.
Cue the eye rolls. Lord Cecil Trampler presents back cover that caused Mark Russell to commit career suicide, and also reminded people that Patrick Zercher is still alive. Once the usual suspects.
Hey, that's the guy I got into it with. Was he Z guy? I don't even know who the crap he is, but
yeah. Well, anyway, once the usual suspects started crying about the retweet, many creators who both have and have not done work for Dynamite quickly virtue signaled on Twitter that they would no longer work for the publisher until their association with the group was ceased. Gail Simone, whose run on Red Sonja increased Dynamite's visibility, said she was very disappointed and saddened that Dynamite would publish anything she didn't approve of. Why do you have to approve of what Dynamite publishes? You are not the CEO.
She doesn't even work there anymore, does she? This article, I thought.
Here's the thing. I'm not being silent for career reasons. I'm not being silent at all. I'm taking a minute to process something personally very disappointing and sad. If I'm not doing that on your timer, I don't know what to say. Mark Russell, the current writer in Red Sonja, said he won't be continuing his relationship with Dynamite as long as they promote Comicsgate projects. Looks like 2021 is going to be a tough year for Mark, or not, if Dynamite bends the knee. As I write this, I'm finishing work on Red Sonja 24, which concludes my contractual obligations to Dynamite Comics, after which I will no longer be accepting any work for Dynamite for as long as they continue any affiliation whatsoever with Comicsgate. 1/. Carla Pacheco ended her relationship with Dynamite and said she would donate proceeds from her work on Betty Page to the Trevor Project, Trans Lifeline, and the Okra Project, a weird flex many gay creators actually support or align with the Comicsgate.
I'll write a Betty Page comic. Why don't they let me? I'm LGBT. I'll write a Betty Page comic. I like girls with jiggles.
And there's no evidence that any Comicsgate-related creators have ever harassed gay, lesbian, or trans creators unless you count criticism as harassment these days.
They do, though. That's the thing. You cannot have any negative opinion of somebody. You can't even disagree with somebody who is not your ethnicity, gender, etc., without them thinking it's an istorphobic comment or attack. And that's just absolutely ridiculous. That is the most idiotic thing I have heard.
It goes on. I would encourage readers to look through Twitter timelines of these people to see what really matters to them and notice that they certainly spend a lot of time marginalizing people they disagree with. Gail tweets 5,000 times a day, Gail Simone. So don't go too far down that rabbit hole. Most of the creators making a stink online are C-listers at best. If Dynamite Comics can simply ignore Twitter, the self-righteous SJWs will be moving on to their next target in a week. There's always someone else to destroy for wrongthink, even if your opinion has no bearing on the matter. Gail Simone tweeted 23 hours, I don't work for Dynamite and haven't for months, but sure. I'm like, well, then if you don't work for the company.
Yeah, so then why bother?
Dynamite hasn't commented on the backlash, and that is their best strategy. Perhaps if they ignore this manufactured controversy, quote unquote, and let all the inferior interior artists exit the company, Dynamite can hire some of the very talented Comicsgate artists I've been seeing while looking into the story. Dynamite covers are always great, but most of their books' interior art could use some improvement. Let's hope that all comes out of this dust up. Update: we've just been informed Dynamite is prepared to pull the cover and bend the knee to cancel culture. What a shame. Who dares not to... They have a quote from Thomas Paine. Who dares not to offend cannot be honest. Well, see, here's the thing, Gail.
It's all about censorship, too.
Here's the thing, Gail. It is not up to you to decide who does and does not work for Dynamite. You are not the CEO. You are not HR. It is not up to you.
But it is. They're the Whisper Network. They're all the Gladys Kravitzes. They've got to go and look in everybody's windows who disagree with them because they got to go and get back at Daddy because he voted for somebody they didn't like. That's all it is. That's all this is. It's just all these little gossipy little snits that get around and bitch and piss and moan at the water cooler all the time. Because there are a bunch of snowflakes who needed to go and hide in their little safe space. That's what it was. And we see this. I would see this in retail. I would see this in every job place, every workplace. It's everywhere. It's in every aspect of everything. It's in Star Wars with Kathleen Kennedy's little group, her little clique that we keep hearing about. Mm-hmm. It is all these people who get in their little social justice loop, and they do that. This is the point I forgot about. They do this because they don't want them to come after them, because they're always the ones who are so guilty. And then you have other people who don't want to have everybody come down on them and bother them and harass them, and because that's what happens. They keep tweeting at you, and they keep tweeting at you, and they do what they can to get you fired. They go and provoke. They go and push. Mm-hmm. They go and stick their finger in your face for long enough to where you finally whack it out of your face, and then they're like, you touched me because you hit me, you had your finger in my face and yelling in my ear. Seriously, of course I'm gonna slap you down, because you know what, some of these women need a spanking, and I'm getting tired of these. I'm getting tired of these grown women throwing their temper tantrums, just like Gladys Kravitz, going around trying to sneak around in everybody's tweets, peek in their windows, going and trying to find something to get them on. It's disgusting, it's childish, and these women need to grow the crap up.
Like I said, Kelly Sue said, if you don't like my politics, then don't buy my book. It's as simple as that. Then when you don't buy her book, shut up. You want it both ways. Shut up.
They do.
Shut up. You know what?
Disgusting.
Let me tell you something. Like we said in the last video, Comicsgate is the punk rock of the comics industry. People, a bunch of artists, a lot of independent artists saw what was going on in mainstream comics, saw how the big corporate companies were running things, didn't like it, so they struck out on their own, and they're doing it themselves. Mm-hmm. And do you remember what happened in the 70s and 80s when punk rock and new wave? What happened? All the big labels started buying them up.
They started signing everybody because Because punk was good, and punk was where it was at, and it had the anger and the passion and the obscenity. It had the balls to actually say what it means, or what it meant. It actually had the balls to say what it wanted to say. And that is one of the problems I keep seeing, that nobody has any balls anymore. Nobody has the courage to stand up and say, no more. There is no more. We're not going to take it. There are only... Yes, I'm a man. I can change if I have to, I guess. I'm so sorry. And, if you don't and shame others, you're canceled. I'm so tired of it.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yeah. So, like I said, it's... this is not over. I got a feeling this is not over.
No, they're going to keep going and they're going to keep getting louder. They're going to throw bigger and bigger temper tantrums and try and make people not have a choice. And that Whisper Network, I don't know, do we want to talk about the Whisper Network or anything, or just sum it up?
This is retaliation. You can go check out the Bleeding Fool article about the Whisper Network. This is retaliation for the writer going public about it. More of it's going to come out. You can be darn sure more of it's going to come out. But really, I mean, you couldn't get your way. You got exposed. You got caught, and so now you're throwing your little hissy fit. You know, and the members of the Whisper Network, we see them. It's all laid out bare right in this piece. Gail Simone, Zoe Quinn, Alex DeCampi, Magdalene Francis. I don't know who that is. Heather McDonald, Heidi McDonald, Tamara Bonvillain, Marguerite Scott, and I don't doubt that there's other names associated with this. Heather Antos is another name associated with it. I wouldn't doubt it.
All the gossipy snits that we keep seeing all over Twitter. That's all this is. All these gossipy Gladys Kravitzes. That's all it is.
You complained about the Old Boys Network, but what did you do? You went out and you formed your crazy cat lady network.
Yeah. And you turned all the superheroes into a bunch of people whining about relationships, drinking coffee. That's Archie. I read all the Archies. I loved Archie. I loved Pals and Gals. I loved Laugh. I loved all the 60s ones. I loved Archie. That's where that was. That's where that belonged. You know what? Go make an Archie book. Hell, hire me. I'll make an Archie book. I know the characters. I'll freaking update it. I'll punk rock Archie. Why the crap not? I'll do it.
Feelings in hallways, feelings drinking coffee. Nobody wants to see that.
No.
Nobody.
And this is why I'm not buying comic books, because they're nothing I want to buy. You know, if I were to want to get into all the backstory of all the movies and stuff, yeah, I can just go buy the old stuff. Your new stuff isn't cutting it, because your new stuff is just Archie, and I've already read that. And you know what? I could go and read an Archie book and get zombies now, because that's the new one. Right, or one of the newer ones, or the Predator crossover.
Cyberfrog. People are, Cyberfrog raised $1 million. Jawbreakers raised like $500,000. Cecil raised what $500,000? What was it? How much a month?
I know he raised more than 100,000. That Umbrella guy raised at least 100,000 on his books.
Listen, Gail, Zoe, Kelly Sue. You think it's that easy? Go ahead, try it. I dare you. I dare you to try a Kickstarter.
Zoe did for a game, and she never made the game.
I dare you. Well, listen. You want to? Because they're gonna try to get in on this action. I want to see Gail Simone's YouTube channel. I do.
Oh, she has one.
Oh, she does.
I think she does.
Holy cow!
I don't know what to say. See, people always say I'm fat. And no, I'm not making fun of anybody's body. I'm just saying people say I'm fat.
I don't see her YouTube channel.
University.
Hello, students of Comic School University. Grandma's going to let me screen share it.
Oh, I see it.
I'm gonna application share it so you can see this.
This is the person that
students of Comic School University.
Hello, students. I'm your kindergarten teacher, and my cat just had surgery, and I'm very sad.
I have an important message for you. You did it! It's graduation day! Yay!
Yay! Everybody's a winner.
You learned how to do a springboard.
You learned how to do a springboard. Oh, how
sweet. Didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because you taught them how. No, you didn't.
I want to see you try. You do it first.
She hasn't made a new video in 4 months.
4 months.
And she only has 1,700 subscribers.
So 615 thumbs down and 118 up. Oh, we gotta add to that. 3,000 views though, probably all from people who don't like it. This is this marked as a children's channel? She talks to her audience like they're preschoolers.
Well, because
maybe that's why your comics suck, lady. Maybe that's why, because it's not preschool. Also, why are you trying to teach them all about the giggity stuff then, if you're a preschool teacher? Ooh, maybe some people don't want their skeletons coming out of the closet, do they? Because they might get canceled, huh?
Well, maybe.
But
Yeah,
we've been
yeah.
rambling about these lunatics long enough. We stand with Cecil. We stand with freedom of choice. We stand with courage, strength. Anytime these people want to try and make it seem like there's no option, there's always an option. There's always a choice. Anytime you see these people make it so you feel like you can't do anything but go along with them, there's always another way. I am Mecha Random 42.
And I am going to start drinking again.
And we don't like Gladys Kravitz's. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.
Cheers.
Ugh, Gail.